has come, Sunday is here, and on behalf of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Catskills, I welcome you. I'm Joyce White, your worship associate this morning, and I use she, they pronouns. Our social action moment this morning is presented by Donna Schlackman.
Thank you. Time does fly, and we sometimes miss chances to show up. We want to remind everyone that February is Black History Month. If there are no events in your town, please join Kingston Black History Month. They're on the calendar at blackhistorymonthkingston.org, easy to remember, for descriptions of free, fun, informative, interactive community building goings on. The kickoff event is February 3rd at 6 p.m., which is why I'm telling you today, because it will pass before we know it. It's at the Center for Photography at 25 Diedrich Street. Google it. Diedrich is just across sort of from the Y. And that's just the beginning of some really wonderful opportunities. So I hope to see you there.
Our pulpit guest this morning is member Audrey Brand. Audrey is on a path to becoming a meditation teacher. Along the way, she has been exploring the principles of mindfulness, including the power of silence. We are excited to have attendees both in person as well as virtually on Zoom this morning. If you're a visitor online and would like to be added to our mailing list, you can put your name and address in the chat box on Zoom. If you're visiting this morning, you can stand and introduce yourself if you would like.
I'm Keelan.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome my first time here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Michael, and I'm from Palm Springs, California.
Hi, Michael.
And you made it on time.
You remember out there? Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. You can visit our website to find contact information, to be added to the mailing list, and to find the latest newsletter. You will also find newsworthy items on upcoming events in our UU community and in our weekly updates as well. A reminder that people of all ages, children young and old, are welcome here at UU Catskills. There's a space across the hall for anyone who would like to hear the service while being able to freely move about. After the service, please stay for an in-person or virtual coffee break. Please take a moment and turn off your electronic devices. Please give yourself permission to be fully present here and now. I have a few announcements this morning. Don't let the chill of winter get you down. Join us this Saturday, February 3rd at 1 o'clock here in the sanctuary for our Groundhog Day potluck. Please bring some food to share, your napkin, and your place setting. Come enjoy the warmth of our UU community this Saturday. You can sign up on the chart over here, or if you're on Zoom, you can sign up in the chat box. Today, please stay after coffee hour to learn how to move your money to sustainable investment. Our next First Acoustics Folk Concert will be here in the sanctuary 3 weeks from today. Laura Herkovich, a wonderful nationally known touring singer-songwriter, will be here. Greg Klima, another well-known singer-songwriter, will open. That's 3 weeks from today, February 18th at 3 o'clock. Bruce Wilde has more details. He's in the back over there. Coffee hour hosts are needed for February 11th, Sunday service, and for Sundays in March. Please contact Kathy DiMatteo to volunteer. Her contact information is in the directory and the monthly newsletter. Unitarian Universalism is a liberal religious faith that carries no creed and welcomes all seekers. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. We are guided by a set of principles and written sources that encompass the many ways we come to know and understand the world, the universe, and the divine. Our principles are important to us at UU Catskills, and we live our values on a daily basis. We affirm that Black Lives Matter. We're a welcoming and affirming congregation for the LGBTQ community. We are a congregational affiliate of the Ulster Immigrant Defense Network. We are an active voice in the effort to address climate change. Our sanctuary is built on the tribal land of the Lenape people, currently known as Kingston. Our prelude this morning is Claire de Lune by Claude Debussy, played by Catherine Cattabiani. we have any children here this morning that would like to help light the chalice? Please join me in reading the chalice lighting words in your order of service. We light this chalice in grateful, loving community, even in the darkest of times. May its flame light path to justice, and hope. And now our unison affirmation. May we be reminded here of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love to all living beings. May we know once again that we are not isolated, but connected in wonder and joy to mystery and miracle in the universe, in this community, and in each other.
Good morning. Opening words this morning are by Mary Oliver. As deep as I ever went into the forest, I came upon an old stone bench, very, very old, and around it a clearing, and beyond that trees taller and older than I had ever seen. Such silence. It really wasn't so far from a town, but it seemed all the clocks in the world had stopped counting, so it was hard to suppose the usual rules applied. Sometimes there's only a hint, a possibility. What's magical sometimes has deeper roots than reason. I hope everyone knows that. I sat on the bench waiting for something, an angel perhaps, or dancers with the legs of goats. No, I didn't see either, but only, I think, because I didn't stay long enough. So the hymn is 1009, Meditation on Breathing.
And we're only doing the top line. I'm going to play the accompaniment this time. Why don't you stand if you feel like it? Ready? When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Breathe in, I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Breathe in, I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Breathe in, I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love.
Mr. Rogers, come in.
So we have a video.
You came back.
Yes, well, I wanted us to have a visit. We didn't get to know each other before.
Wait a minute. Were you really here before? I mean, you know, when I raced with Mr. Snuffleupagus?
I was here.
I'm not so sure. And I'm not so sure you're here now. Because my friends told me that I was just pretending and imagining that you were here. So I think I'm just pretending you're here now.
You're
'Cause I
not
wish you were.
pretending. I'm really here.
No, you're not. And I can prove it. Well, I'm just going to close my eyes, and then when I open them, you'll be gone. Just still here.
Hard to understand, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's very hard to understand the difference between what's real and what's pretend.
Oh, it really is.
Maybe I could help you.
Like how?
Well, you pretend something, and we could both do it together.
Okay. Well, what should I pretend?
What would you like to pretend?
Well, let's see. I could pretend that I'm watching a teddy bear riding a unicycle. You know, that's like a bike with one wheel.
Good.
Okay. There he is.
See him?
Yeah, he's riding back and forth and up and down.
Do you see him with your eyes?
No, kind of up in my head.
All right, now, try to touch him.
Well, I can't. He's going too fast.
Well, ask him to stop so that you can touch him.
Okay. Halt! Stop, teddy bear. There. Now I'm going to touch you. Oh, he's really big. He's furry and soft and teddy bear-like.
Do you feel him with your hand?
No, I don't really feel him. I'm just pretending I can feel him.
Do you have a teddy bear of your own that you sometimes sleep with?
Yeah, his name is Radar, and I remember what he feels like, and I'm pretending that this teddy bear feels like my teddy bear.
Well, that's helping you pretend right now.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'd like you to take a look at me. You see me with your eyes?
Yeah.
Can you feel me with your hands?
Well, see, that's a nice tie. What do you feel, kind of soft and kind of warm, but not too warm. I don't think you have a fever.
But you see, Big Bird, I'm really here. You can feel me with your hand and see me with your eyes, and you could even smell me with your nose. But if you were just pretending, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Oh, you know, there's a big difference between imaginary and real, but which one is better?
What do you think?
Well, I think both.
I think screen turned off.
Okay,
That's okay.
that's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Gives them a big hug. Thinks both are good. Real is wonderful, but so is imaginary. And can I give you a hug and you give them a hug?
There you go.
I've watched it about 10 times.
Thank you so much. So there are a lot of different kinds of meditation, and sometimes meditation can be like playing pretend or using your imagination to explore your mind, to explore your thoughts and feelings. But something that what's up?
Do you want to sing the children out, or you want to listen for them to listen to the meditation?
Yeah, I want them to, yeah. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Something that all of the kinds of mindful meditation have in common is that none of them are about making it so that you don't have any thoughts. That's actually a big misunderstanding about meditation that I'm going to talk more about with the adults a little bit later. But what mindfulness is about is just noticing your thoughts and noticing your feelings. And like Mr. Rogers was saying, it's wonderful to pretend and to use our imaginations, but sometimes it can be helpful to notice what's really happening and what's just in our imagination, because then we can start to recognize when we're having a thought and when we're having a feeling, and that's really what mindfulness is. So now I'd like for all of us to take a moment to practice some mindfulness by using our imaginations. So I'd like to invite you, if it feels comfortable, to gently close your eyes and picture the most beautiful mountain you know of or that you can imagine, one whose form speaks personally to you. As you focus on the image of the feeling of the mountain in your mind's eye, notice its overall shape, the lofty peak, the base rooted in the rock of the earth's crust, the steep or gently sloping sides. Note as well how massive it is, how unmoving, how beautiful, whether seen from afar or up close. A beauty emanating from its unique signature of shape and form, and at the same time embodying universal qualities of mountainness, transcending particular shape and form. Perhaps your mountain has snow at the top and trees on the lower slopes. Perhaps it is one prominent peak, perhaps a series of peaks or a high plateau. However it appears, just sit and breathe with the image of this mountain, observing it, noting its qualities. When you feel ready, see if you can bring the mountain into your own body, so that your body sitting here and the mountain of the mind's eye become one. Your head becomes the lofty peak, your shoulders and arms the sides of the mountain, your bottom and legs the solid base rooted in your cushion on the floor or to your chair. Experience it in your body, the sense of uplift, the axial elevated quality of the mountain deep in your own spine. Invite yourself to become a breathing mountain, unwavering in your stillness, completely what you are, beyond words and thought, a centered, rooted, unmoving presence. Now, as you well know, throughout the day, as the sun travels the sky, the mountain just sits. Light and shadow and colors are changing virtually moment to moment in the mountain's adamantine stillness. Even the untrained eye can see changes by the hour. These evoke the masterpieces of Claude Monet, who had the genius to set up many easels and paint the life of his inanimate subjects hour by hour, moving from canvas to canvas as the play of light, shadow, and color transformed cathedral, river, or mountain, and thereby wake up the viewer's eye. As the light changes, as night follows day and day night, the mountain just sits, simply being itself. It remains still as the seasons flow into one another and as the weather changes moment by moment and day by day, calmness abiding all change. In summer, there is no snow on the mountain, except perhaps for the very top or in crags shielded from direct sunlight. In the fall, the mountain may display a coat of brilliant fire colors. In winter, a blanket of snow and ice. In any season, it may at times find itself enshrouded in clouds or fog, or pelted by freezing rain. The tourists who come to visit may be disappointed if they can't see the mountain clearly, but it's all the same to the mountain. Seen or unseen in sun or clouds, broiling or frigid, it just sits, being itself. At times visited by violent storms, buffeted by snow and rain, and winds of unthinkable magnitude, through it all the mountain sits. Spring comes, the birds sing in the trees once again, leaves return to the trees which lost them, flowers bloom in the high meadows and on the slopes, streams overflow with waters of melting snow. Through it all the mountain continues to sit, unmoved by the weather, by what happens on the surface, by the world of appearances. As we sit, holding this image in our mind, we can embody the same unwavering stillness and rootedness in the face of everything that changes in our own lives over seconds, hours, and years. In our lives and in our meditation practice, we experience constantly the changing nature of mind and body and of the outer world. We experience periods of light and dark, vivid color and drab dullness. We experience storms of varying intensity and violence, but in the outer world and in our own lives and minds. Buffeted by high winds, by cold and rain, we endure periods of darkness and pain, as well as savoring moments of joy and uplift. Even our appearance changes constantly, just like the mountains, experiencing a weather and a weathering of its own. By becoming the mountain in our meditation, we can link up with its strength and stability and adopt them from our own. We can use its energies to support our efforts to encounter each moment with mindfulness, equanimity, and clarity. It may help us to see that our thoughts and feelings, our preoccupations, our emotional storms and crises, even the things that happen to us, are much like the weather on the mountain. We tend to take it personally, but its strongest characteristic is impersonal. The weather of our own lives is not to be ignored or denied. It is to be encountered, honored, felt, known for what it is, and held in high awareness, since it can kill us. In holding it in this way, we come to know a deeper silence and stillness and wisdom than we may have thought possible. right within the storms. Mountains have this to teach us and more if we can come to listen. Yet when all is said and done, the mountain meditation is only a device, a finger pointing us towards somewhere. We still have to look, then go. While the mountain image can help us become more stable, human beings are far more interesting and complex than mountains. We are breathing, moving, dancing mountains. We can be simultaneously hard like rock, firm, unmoving, and at the same time soft and gentle and flowing. We have a vast range of potential at our disposal. We can see and feel. We can know and understand. We can learn, we can grow, we can heal. Especially if we learn to listen to the inner harmony of things and hold the central mountain access through thick and thin. The birds have vanished into the sky, and now the last cloud drains away. We sit together, the mountain and me, until only the mountain remains. So whenever you feel ready, slowly starting to come back into this space, gently blinking your eyes open in awareness. And we can sing the children out.
Now it's time for our offering. You can give in several ways. Drop something in the basket when it's passed, use the QR code in your order of service, or give by going to uucatskills.org. We contribute to worthy organizations with our half-plate donation. The money will be shared among 7 charitable groups. Please give generously. Our offertory this morning is Reverie by Claude Debussy by Catherine Cattabiani. We thank you for these gifts.
So, when I initially started to explore the idea of leading a service, my original intention was to focus on my experience at an 8-day silent retreat this summer as part of my meditation training. But I found it to be increasingly difficult to try to capture in words the transformative nature of silence. The more I tried to assign words to the experience, the further away from the meaning I'd get. So instead, I felt more compelled to discuss the reactions I got when sharing with people my plans to embark on 8 days of silent meditation. I almost exclusively received one of two reactions. Either, wow, that sounds like a nightmare to me, to be trapped with your thoughts like that for a week. Or, you can still use your phone though, right? So both of these reactions really demonstrated to me how pervasive misconceptions about meditation and mindfulness are, and really reinforced my feelings about being called to pursue a path as a meditation teacher, to try to dispel some of these misconceptions and introduce the transformative magic of mindfulness to people who may feel this way. So I want to begin by exploring the first one, this idea of being trapped with your thoughts. Earlier I mentioned that many people seem to think that the goal of meditation is to clear the mind of thoughts. And there are some schools of meditation that explore that, but mindfulness meditation is more about maintaining a state of awareness in which you allow thoughts to come and go. The idea of trying to force thoughts out of your mind sets up a combative relationship with thoughts from the start. You're trying to fight them. And if you've ever had unpleasant thoughts, or if you've maybe attempted and felt like you failed at meditation in the past, you may be familiar with the idea that the more you try to resist the thought, the stronger and bigger it can become. Suddenly, all of your focus is on trying to make this thought go away, and that ends up consuming your consciousness. But by giving your awareness somewhere to rest, like the breath, it sets you up in a state that's more neutral and relaxed. You begin to watch your breath naturally come and go, and oftentimes, if you're being guided in a meditation, the direction is to try not to force the breath, but just allow it to come and go. This then allows you to take the same approach to thoughts and feelings that naturally come into the mind and body just as naturally as breath does. So if you've tried to force your breath to match a rhythm, you'd soon become quite uncomfortable. The same as if you tried to resist your breath entirely by holding it. It's going to come eventually anyway, so it's best to just allow it to go through its natural rhythms. The same goes for thoughts and feelings. You're going to have thoughts come into your mind. You're a thinking, feeling, living human being. It's natural to think and feel, so you might as well just allow yourself to do so. So I think this idea of being trapped with your thoughts comes from this feeling that we're afraid of our own thoughts and feelings, afraid of our own minds, almost like we expect to default to negative. We expect that if we're alone with our thoughts, we're going to find only unpleasant things there. And I think that's where a lot of general restlessness comes from, is this tireless battle of running from our own hearts and minds. So that was a little funny to me when people would say that, because it's so much the opposite of my experience with meditation, which has been one of repairing and healing my relationship with my inner self, befriending my thoughts and feelings and making space for them, instead of trying to resist them, which has resulted in a much more harmonious environment where thoughts and feelings are welcome. I can recognize and allow them without being afraid, because I feel like I have to become them. To me, meditation is less like being locked in a room with the wild animal of my thoughts, and instead more like sitting peacefully at an open window, where thoughts float by like birds outside. They might perch for a moment on the windowsill, where I can see them and hear them, and then watch them fly away. I don't have to follow them. I don't have to take them in. I simply allow them to come and go. They're not trapped, and neither am I. And so I think that's where the other reaction comes from, the question about the phone. It's really saying the same thing, or something very similar, in that if being alone with our thoughts is the nightmare, everything about your phone is trying to pretend to be the refuge from that, by offering this false sense of escape through distraction. Really, everything that the phone pretends to offer is false, right? A sense of connectedness, as though asking me if I can still use my phone is to ensure that I won't be disconnected from the world during this time of silence. When actually our phones tend to disconnect us. If you've ever been trying to have a conversation with someone who's obviously distracted by their phone, or if you've been out in public and noticed people with their heads down looking at their phones, in a way, letting go of the phone allowed me to deepen my sense of connectedness, my sense of interconnectedness, with not only other people sharing the experience with me, but with everything around me. There was one night coming back from our last meditation of the evening when the sky was clear and the stars were out. And as we were all walking back to the dorms, each person paused for a short or long moment in their own time to gaze up and admire the spectacle of the night sky. There's also a family of deer on the campus of the monastery where I was doing the retreat. And they were so comfortable with people there. And they were there that night, sneaking up on us in the silence, passing between us, all of us having our separate but shared experiences. Were we disconnected because none of us had a phone in our hands? Or the phone is a source of respite, even worse, as though whatever it's offering to distract you with is somehow better than whatever you're trying to avoid by being on it. Have you ever spent time on social media and come away from it thinking, wow, I'm really glad I decided to go on there. I feel so much better now. Maybe you have, and if that's the case, I commend you for having such a peaceful and pleasant network and feed, but in my experience, I almost always come away from time on the phone feeling worse, feeling more drained than before I looked at it. Sometimes there are days I even feel physically sick from all the screen time. When did the idea of being alone with our thoughts, of sitting in mindfulness, become so terrifying that the digital non-world is preferable? So anyway, especially in the last few weeks dealing with an injury, I've sort of had the involuntary opportunity to explore the theme of rest and where authentic rest comes from. And I don't think it comes from screens, at least not in my experience. And a couple years ago, when I started to get more into mindfulness as a practice, even beyond meditation and bringing mindfulness into the rest of my life, one of my teachers introduced this idea of building a screenless ritual into your routine. So it could look like a screenless hour or evening or morning every day, or one whole screenless day per week if you're feeling especially brave. But for me, it was screenless Sunday mornings. And what I did when I was able, I let a few people who were close to me know that I wouldn't be available Sunday mornings. And I would prepare the night before by writing down a grocery list on a piece of paper, writing down some ideas of things I wanted to do with my screenless time. And from the time I woke up on Sunday mornings until around noon, I wouldn't engage with any screens, not my phone, my laptop, iPad, computer, TV, or anything. I had a radio and a record player, and I would take my time making a lovely breakfast. I would sit in meditation. I would get some reading or knitting done. I would go for a long walk and listen to the world around me, and it really became a deeply spiritual practice and allowed space in my life for spirituality to come in. And I started to learn something about screenlessness as a form of silence. The divine quietude that would find me when I took away this false sense of sanctuary from screens. And so while silence is actually defined by absence, being the absence of sound, I've actually found that when you take something away, you're left with space. Instead of rushing to try to fill it with something, if you allow the silence or the space to just be there, you may find that you gain something that you never expected. And so we're going to begin a loving kindness meditation now. So please take a moment to ensure you feel comfortable and relaxed. Gently closing the eyes if that feels right for you in this moment. And taking a few deep breaths at your own pace. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth if you're able. And centering yourself with your breath. Once you feel centered, bring your attention and awareness to where you feel your breath inside your body. As you inhale, you may notice the belly rising and falling. Bringing a hand to your belly may help you to center your awareness there. Continue to allow your breath to flow naturally without forcing it, but simply noticing it and resting your awareness there. Now we're going to begin allowing your mind to joyfully welcome thoughts of someone with whom you have a loving relationship. At first, there may be a few people coming to mind, so if that's the case, I invite you to take a moment of gratitude to recognize how many loving relationships we have in our lives. Gently start to turn your focus to just one of those people. Maybe someone that you're able to identify as truly having your best interests in their heart. This is someone who has shown you kindness, love, and support. It can be someone who is presently a part of your life, or maybe someone from your memories. Once the thought of this person has become clear in your mind, take a moment to gently hold your thoughts of them in your heart as you continue to rest your awareness on the rhythm of your breath. While holding this person in your heart and mind, try to silently convey the following messages to them. May you be well. May you have joy. May you know peace. Continue to breathe, and as you begin to gently release your awareness from thoughts of this person, repeat in your mind. May you be well. May you have joy. May you know peace. Next, begin to welcome an image of yourself into your mind. It may be how you imagine yourself today, or it may be yourself as a child. It may be helpful to recall a memory in which you felt full of joy. Gently hold this vision of your most joyful self in your mind and in your heart. And when you feel ready, start to send the same messages. May you be well. May you have joy. May you know peace. Notice how it feels to receive this message from yourself. Notice how it feels to truly want this for yourself. And as you begin to gently release your awareness from this image of yourself in your mind, repeat again silently. May you be well. May you have joy. May you know peace. Next, start to bring to your mind someone whom you may not know very well. It may be a neighbor or an acquaintance, someone who you occasionally see, maybe at a coffee shop, grocery store, or post office, or someone who you met only recently. If a specific person doesn't come to mind, you may want to imagine any person from your community, or anyone in the community of our shared world, and choose to hold the idea of this unknown person in your mind. Once you have someone in mind, as you continue to breathe and hold the image of this person in your heart, try to silently convey these messages to them. May you be well. May you have joy. May you know peace. And as you gently release the image of this person from your awareness, repeat the message, sending it with as much genuine meaning as you're able to conjure. May you be well. May you have joy. May you know peace. Now we're going to call to mind an image of someone with whom you have a challenging relationship. It may be a colleague, a friend, or a family member. Continue to allow your breath to come at a natural rhythm as you welcome thoughts of this person into your mind and your heart. As you continue to hold this person in your awareness, silently and earnestly send them your message. May you be well. May you have joy. May you know peace. Notice how it feels to wish these things for this person. And as you gently release thoughts of them from your mind, repeat the messages again. May you be well. May you have joy. May you know peace. As you Bring your awareness back to your breath. Notice the sensations in your body associated with generating wellness, joy, and peace for yourself and others. And as you begin to come back into this space, into the sanctuary, maybe wiggling fingers and toes if that's helpful. Take one last deep inhale and exhale. And when you feel ready, slowly begin to blink the eyes open. So we're going to have a song. You can stay seated for it. And the women in the video are going to really repeat the words that are on your order of service, probably 7 or 8 times. So you may want to just close your eyes and listen and enjoy. But I would say let them sing it through 1 or 2 times. And if you feel ready and able and you want to join in, please do so.
You like that?
With Thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. To be a sanctuary, pure and holy, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare
Go on.
to be a sanctuary and true.
I just really have to apologize to everybody.
I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
It's, I don't know if it's the Wi-Fi or
That's
what.
okay. I think that's enough times through. That was really lovely. Despite. Thanks for your patience, everyone. That was really lovely. So my closing words are from Fred Rogers. These were written for a song from the land of make-believe, which I felt was appropriate. It's called There's a Wonder in This Mountain. Even when the way is rugged, even when your hearts are low, there's a wonder in this mountain. You will find that it is so. You will know when you have found it. It will come as no surprise. There's a wonder in this mountain that is hidden from our eyes. Never doubt the wonder's being. Never doubt below above. There's a wonder in this mountain, and the wonder's name is love.
Please join me while we extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, born of the community, the fire of commitment. Please be carried in our hearts till we are together again. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. Go in peace.